I'm sorry it's been a while. Life is kind of kicking my ass so far. 2018. So far this year, I have pretty much always either been incredibly broke or had the flu. Generally both. It wasn't good times. Just recently, I failed to donate plasma to make rent money. I had, things are, whew. Once again, things are in the position of, in 2 weeks, it's gonna be smooth sailing and perfect. And it has been, in 2 weeks, it's gonna be smooth sailing and perfect for a while now. But, I am alive. And things are not the worst they've ever been. What I wanted to address in video form was everyone's biggest question, which is, what are you? Despite my most popular video being entitled, "Hi, I'm one of those scary detransitioned women," I still get it a lot. The sort of, you know, what are your pronouns? What do you identify as? Do you identify as whatever or whatever? Everyone wants to know, which I think is funny, because why? I mean, the outside of, you know, being interested in dating me, which I'm not gonna date any of you. Sorry, internet people, I don't do that. It's like, how should I treat you? And you should treat me with respect and dignity and leave me alone, for the most part. There you go, there's your answer. That's the answer I generally would give in person, or something along the lines of, it's ambiguous, good for you. But, I don't know, that's partly because I'm really interested in linguistics. I'm getting there. And so, when it comes to that sort of stuff, I would say I'm much more of a descriptionist than a prescriptionist, meaning I'm much more interested in how do people use words than saying this is what things mean and this is how it should be said, because that's not how anything works. We're dealing with a tumultuous time of huge change in culture when it comes to gender stuff and everything in general. Revolution 2018. So, when people say things like, what do you identify as, and I say I don't care, I legitimately mean I don't care, because whatever phrase I use now is going to be different in 2 years, and is going to be considered a rude word and a slur in 10. So, like, why get invested? It just seems silly. Which is why, if you really wanted to get into it, if you really wanted to, but that's what this channel is for, so we're going to, I would say that, like, in my day-to-day life, I am effectively non-binary, in that I am not treated as either an incredibly binary man, because that's not how I'm seen, nor am I treated as a proper lady, a woman, because that's also not how I'm seen. I'm seen as, and treated as, like somebody, you know, like, it's a blend. So I am effectively non-binary. Whether I identify with that or not doesn't really matter. And then I would go and say that, but politically, as in, whose, views should you expect me to agree with when it comes to the feminisms? I'm a political woman. And people are like, if you're not a lady, you don't get to have an opinion. I can be like, well, I am, for the purposes of this conversation. Not that we would disagree on much, though. I'm just pro-choice, do whatever the fuck you want as it can get, so we're pretty good on that. I don't know. It just seems so silly to care when mostly I'm broke. I don't know. That's my political, that's my gender. My gender is poor. But Dylan, you say to yourself from far in the future after rewatching some old footage and deciding to just reuse it instead of reshooting. Normal women don't really want to grow a mustache. And you really want to be able to grow a mustache. And you shave your entire head on a whim. And when people call you things like ma'am, you get all skeeved out. You can't just say you're a lady and then do stuff like that. This is an argument I have to have with myself fairly regularly still, in case anyone was wondering how detransition was going. Yeah, I don't know that I have an answer for that one. To put a bit of good news in here, I have decided to run for a local office. I only need 25 valid signatures in order to get on the ballot for the Board of Commissioners for the local water board. And I already have 17, and mostly I'm just going to be really honored to be in the voters pamphlet if I get to be in the voters pamphlet. I want to say some crazy stuff in the voters pamphlet. Oh, it's so exciting. So that was a short piece of internet content on the subject of what are you doing? Next time I have a video, I'd like to make it on the subject of the much more interesting question, why are you like this? If you have any theories, please leave them in the comments and we'll address them together. Thanks. Bye, Internet.